Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you a little trick. What I've got to do is mount this screw, excuse my filthy hands here. It's got to go in a place where there's no room to get in, like you can't get your fingers in there. You certainly can't get a ratchet, like say it's right there. So your first instinct, right, is to grab some needle nose or something. And see, then you could, let's just say we're trying to get in here. Then you could go like that, right? But you can only turn it so much. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. So what somebody showed me years ago was to get one of these trim removal tools. So it just doesn't have to be angled, but sometimes the angle helps. And you just see it's got notches there. Put the bolt in there. In this case, I put it like that. And then you just kind of line this up with the hole wherever it's going in. You take your wrench, in this case a 10 millimeter. If you can, you get the ratcheting end in. You just torque it till it grabs some threads, and you pull that out and you finish tightening it. Yeah, so I'll give you a demonstration over on the Miata. I will show you exactly what I'm talking about, and yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory once I show you. So just hold on, we'll be right back. All right, folks, so here's the bolt hole, and here's the clip removal tool. Just get it in there, get it in place. Try to get it lined up as best you can. Slip your ratchet on there. Your ratcheting wrench. Come on, there we go. And you just start turning it till it bites some threads. Okay, just a second. We've got it. Just a sec here. All right, I just had to rearrange things so you guys could get a better view of it, better angle. So that's the wrong way. Okay, let's get that in there. Okay, I think, we're biting threads now, so there you go. You don't need to go super tight on that. Pull this out. Boom. Done. Your gaps are good. Everything's good. That's it. So, any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll try and answer them. Pretty self-explanatory though. So, there you go. All right, so there we are. It's all closed. Not much I can do about this gap. That's the way it is. I can adjust the, it'll suck in a little. You'll see there's, oops, sorry, I got my hand over the lens. When these bolts line, it'll suck it in a little bit, but it's just the way it is. These Miatas never lined up very good. Anything with these polyurethane bumpers and mated to steel. But you'll see everything else, the body lines all line up good. And here, I'll put you guys on the tripod and close the hood, because I fooled around with this thing for, I don't know, what seems like ages, just trying to get the gaps looking good, the door gap, the fender gap, all that stuff. So let's close the hood here, make sure there's nothing underneath. There we go. All right. So this is kind of one of the critical junctures where you want everything to line up good. And there's a nice little perfect gap there. Everything lines up, the transitions are good. Gap's not perfect here, but I can adjust this. I can, kind of center it in the opening a little better and raise it up because there's a little bit of a lip there. Not a lot. The other side's pretty much the same. And I'll show you one of the things I had to do, another thing I had to do to line up the fender. Yeah, never expect to just go out and buy aftermarket auto body parts and have them fit like they should. You just bolt them up, because that ain't happening. You have to be doing some bending, some grinding, some drilling. And this was definitely no exception. So what I did, I'll bring it over here. It was particularly this bolt and this bolt, fender bolt. The way it was it just had like a huge gap here, like a ½ inch. And it was awful. So what I did was I took this little grinder with a burr on it, whatever they're called, and I just elongated the hole so I could push this in more before I tightened it down. And that did the trick. It evened up the panel gap between the hood and the fender all the way along, fixed that out. And I've still got to install a couple bolts, like I said, that will suck that in some. So that'll be fine. So be prepared to do that if you're putting on aftermarket fenders. And I don't know, wouldn't doubt some of the case factory fenders too. But the gaps are good everywhere else. Move you around here. The body line lines up perfect, nice transition. No, that's it. The only thing I've got to do on this side yet is put the bolts in the bottom. That area, I meant to do a video of it, but again, it was just dirty, rusty, crappy work. What I had to do was cut a patch panel out, because they're behind the fender, where the fender mounts to, there's like a pretty much rust hole. When I took the bolts off, they were either broken or they broke when I took them off, or there was just holes there. So I just bent some sheet metal, kind of formed it to fit, tack welded it in places, bent it more, hammered it until it fit. And then I just put some, it's like an epoxy primer sealer on it, so it'll help resist rust behind there. And so now I just got to go in and drill 2 new holes to mount the bottom. Same on the other side. Yeah, that's it. So the front of the cars is pretty much done and ready for paint. Well, almost. It's never ready, it seems. Sometimes you just got to say it's good enough. But yeah, this is all sanded down at 400. I've got to sand the hood, sand the fenders at 400. That's it. Let's take you off of here. I got to take the mirror off the old door, put it on the new door. I've got this door lined up good. It was catching. Whenever I closed it, it was kind of hanging low, but now it's good. Body lines all line up. That's nice having that little line to help guide you. So yeah, so tomorrow I cut here where I can and put on the patch panels. There you go. So there's the patch panels. These are the ones I got from Caps, which is Capital Auto Parts or something. And in this box is a set exactly the same that I got from Rock Auto. Yeah, so somebody's coming to pick those up tomorrow. I've already sold them. I just advertised them in the local Miata group, and that's about it. So that's just my little tip, is these are great for when you have to start. You can't get your fingers in there. These things are awesome. They work superb for that. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys are all having a good weekend, and happy Easter. Yeah, hope you guys have a great Easter. Have some chocolate bunnies, some chocolate eggs. If you got kids, make sure and hide the eggs for them. Or in my case, as Mike, Grumpy's Workshop said, I could hide the eggs on myself, because I'll probably forget where I put them in no time anyway. So, yeah, that's it. I'm still hoping to have this thing painted in the next couple of days. It's going to depend on how well these patch panels go on. It shouldn't be too bad, because I'm going to be welding to solid metal. So, yeah, that's it. Once that's done, it's just finish sanding, masking, paint. Probably going to do the roll bar. The roll bar should only take a couple hours to put in. I got to take the seats out, pull the seats out, pull the carpet out, do some cutting and drilling, and not too bad. I was actually talking to one of the guys that bought the same roll bar as me, and he said, yeah, it took him about 3 hours, but he was kind of goofing around. So I figure I should have it done in 2 or so. That done in 2, fenders, the thing's gonna take the longest is welding on the rear quarters, you know, because you have to do skip. It's just millions of little tack welds. That's all it is. You can't do one big line or the panel will warp from the heat. So anyway, that's it. Babbling again. So I'll talk to you guys later. And like I said, happy Easter. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. See ya.